Today's episode is sponsored by our good friends at Docking Bay 94, located in Boca Raton, Florida. Check them out at comicsandgames.com. Shipping is nationwide. As well as our good friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. Check out their Facebook online auctions for back issues, action figure savings. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu Are You? And right off the bat, fuck me. You know what? That's my reaction when I saw this in my pull list. That's right, we're returning to the turd that will refuse to go down the toilet in Rob Liefeld's SnakeEyes Endgame, but this is the Declassified issue. So we get to know why Rob Liefeld took a big dump all over such a beloved and iconic figure in SnakeEyes. Now, to understand what the hell I'm talking about in this little hilarious skit, you would have to watch my recap of the other monstrosities that I was really, it was so painful, guys, and my regulars know, covering this. Such high hopes, the Rob Liefeld SnakeEyes series. Coming into it, it was just, everybody was looking forward to it. When you think about it, Deadpool is, kind of based off of SnakeEyes when you think about it. I know a lot of people say Bloodshot, whatever, but, it's like a merger of all those things that Rob Liefeld used to create Deadpool. So definitely you could see the SnakeEyes connection when you look at Deadpool. And I am so sad that this was probably the worst comic series in 2021 for me. It was painful to get through it, but we did. So, to my surprise, in my pull list, Rob Liefeld released this, basically with notes and stuff. We're going to quickly go over it and look at it, and if anything, just for shits and giggles. So, sit back and enjoy, and let's discover together why Rob Liefeld did this to poor SnakeEyes. Alright, so instead of like my traditional comic recaps, I'm just going to be skimming through things and kind of just giving my insight on actually looking at this particular issue. So right off the bat, when you look at who Rob Liefeld recruited to take part in this endeavor, the shocking thing is the actual end result we got. There is no way with all the comic star power this series should have underperformed as it did. I know many fellow Gen Xers might not be familiar with most of the names, but for God's sakes, there's Neil Batman Adams and Kevin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Eastman that he brought in to help with this. And there are a lot of other excellent modern comic talent. Okay, so despite me shitting all over this, I think the book is actually a really cool pickup. We get a glimpse to the thought process involved in selecting panels during the course of this 6-issue clusterfuck. Now, my regulars know that my profession is that of an auditor. Just to give an idea that in my 9 to 5, I get to play detective. So I get to go through policy and procedures, watch, read, listen, draw conclusions, and offer either praise, recommendations, alterations on the past and present course of action in order to meet some sort of benchmark or aspiring milestone. And that right there is why I really enjoyed this particular issue. And that is why I'm actually going to recommend it to others so they too can come up with their own conclusions on what went wrong. But again, as I went through this issue, there's a glaring thing that sticks out. That Rob Liefeld focused on everything else but the actual storyline and its relevance to, I guess, to the character, so to speak. Like, why the hell is like Thor's Mjolnir in here and all this mythological shit? That's just bullcrap. And here's the thing that makes SnakeEyes. Well, SnakeEyes, basically, his action figure, his 82-83 version 1, simple, basic black, issue number 21. Basically, no words. It's basic. That is why SnakeEyes is so much beloved. He's basic. You see what you get. The same could have been said about Boba Fett, but as we see in the Disney Plus series Book of Boba Fett, they fucked that up as well, making Boba Fett be so nice and talking a lot. Liefeld and the writers that show are guilty of the same crime, trying to reinvent a character from the outside in. Again, as you go through this issue, it feels the series was written by someone trying to get his classmates to sign his freaking yearbook. As regulars saw, I often wanted to just pull my freaking hair out as I covered each episode, recapping each episode, which made it hilarious and fun to watch. But here's the other thing, the artwork. This is what is pissing me off. The artwork is amazing. It is brilliant. And that's why this is such a huge letdown. Okay, so here is Tom Scully's contribution. Now, I'm really impressed with this guy. His GoBots series, you gotta check that out from IDW. He's also known for his Transformers vs. G.I. Joe series. He must have been like, what the fuck, when he was asked to draw SnakeEyes holding Mjolnir knocking out a zombie guy attached to a Japanese mythological goddess. The other thing to note is a lot of people within the comics community don't even want to work with him anymore. Robert Kirkman, case in point, refuses to work with Rob Liefeld. So, again, because of his delay, and this thing was delayed. I mean, it didn't come out regularly. It was just a pain in the ass. It was just delaying, prolonging the suffering, so to speak. So, even though I'm like breezing through this issue, I'm sort of leaving it up to you to discover who contributed on what panel. It's kind of cool to see the sketch version and the transition to from the inker just before it gets colored. But most of the names may be unfamiliar to fellow Gen Xers, but it's still kind of funny reading the little inserts that are on the bottom of the page, as it's basically Liefeld kissing that dude's ass. Here's what I think about Liefeld. He's as good as the weatherman. Like, he gets, for the one time he gets things right, the other, like, 6 days of the week, he's wrong. And that's what is so frustrating about this. And the whole thing going into this, like, there was that false sense of hope. Especially, when this came in, the Snake Eyes movie wasn't out yet. So we were hoping that maybe getting some buzz, getting into that movie to attract a younger audience, newer readers into G.I. Joe. I was looking forward to that. And this shit did not help at all. Plus, the Snake Eyes movie wasn't as good as we were hoping it to be. So, 2 misses from that. But in the end, like, I don't know. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed me just agonizing going through this, because it took a long time doing these videos, because that's how bad they were to me. I thought I was done after I recapped issue number 6, but with this thing, it's just opening up a bad wound again. But still, I think this issue is actually interesting just for you to figure out what the hell went wrong. And I think for that reason, it may be cool, but it's also kind of sad too, the fact that Rob Liefeld has turned into this, or he is what we have always known him to be. And I guess, there's other writers, with Larry Hama coming to the end of his career, that we need to, give G.I. Joe that chance. Paul Lohr's series, the first few issues, people hated it, but it turned out to be one of the best series I've ever read in 2020. It was phenomenally good. So if you haven't, check that out. So with that said, this is Shabu RU, and for the last time, hopefully, this is my last look at Snake Eyes, Deadgame, Endgame, whatever the fuck it's called. Thank you and have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next episode of Codename New 2 Take care.